clash, no roar, just silence. In the shadows, battles won. I see through foggy veils, no swords to raise, no cries to wail. Victory's touching ghostly hue. Darkness glows a pale blue. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Creeping through the twisted wood, echoes shards where warriors stood. Just a breath, just a wish. No more war, no final fist. Wisdom whispers in the night. Strength in peace, no need to fight. Witness walk in soft embrace. No battle scars, no deadly taste. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. In the still night whispers float. In the quiet heartbeats slow. No clash, no roar, just silence. In the shadows, battles won. I see through foggy veils. No swords to raise, no cries to wail. Victory's touching ghostly hue. Darkness glows a pale blue. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Creeping through the twisted wood, echoes shards where warriors stood. Just a breath, just a wish. No more war, no final fist. Wisdom whispers in the night. Strength in peace, no need to fight. Witness walk in soft embrace. No battle scars, no deadly taste. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. In the still night whispers float. In the quiet heartbeats slow. No clash, no roar, just silence. In the shadows, battles won. I see through foggy veils. No swords to raise, no cries to wail. Victory's touching ghostly hue. Darkness glows a pale blue. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. scars, no deadly taste. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to seize. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to seize.
All right, morning, everybody. Oh, one sec, you're going to hear me echoing. And the
Let's actually
echoing
confirm to make sure that your audio is good this time.
pretty
Yes.
much, yeah. I checked like 3 fucking times. It was, oh god. Anyway, welcome. Welcome to another episode of The Shattered World. I'm Alan from Mr. Bitey's Gaming. With me, as always, are my friends and playtesters. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Danielle, I will be playing Colette.
B, I will be playing Crimson.
Oh,
I'm Glitch, I'll be playing Lino.
And this is Super playing Ymir.
awesome. So, setting the stage for today. Everybody, good morning. Wake up, take your meds, drink some water. Oh. One day I'm going to get this camera off me and just post the fucking picture of Mr. Bitey's again.
No, we like your picture.
Yeah, I like the camera.
I like seeing you wince at my stupid jokes.
I mean,
Yep.
that does help bring the in-person aspect of it back, but you could be seeing a dinosaur do all that shit. And frankly, between me or a dinosaur, I know what I would pick.
Okay,
Well, I
then
would
get
pick
the
you.
hand puppet, sit down on the ground, and put the dino in front of the face cam.
Is this
See-
similar to the bear debate? I just want to double check.
Hey
Oh
everybody,
gosh.
we're gonna learn about the human body and how to eat
And-
it.
I was gonna say, and how delicious it is.
They say chicken tastes like dinosaurs. So do you bitches. Okay, that's enough of that shit. But professionalism in action. That is what I believe in here, and that's what we always strive for. Fucking professionalism.
you put the puppet up, you got another viewer here.
That's what we need. It's half our viewership is just going to be puppets on sticks.
They'll come to your other streams and be like, yeah, map design is cool and all, but where's Mr. Bitey?
Right. Oh god, it reminds me, there was a story I read a little bit ago of a guy who oh, excuse me. Anyway, the guy used AI to write music and then put it onto like Spotify or whatever, made a playlist, and then made bots that did nothing but listen to his playlist and made a shitload of money before they caught him.
Wow.
I'm like, that's great. That's horrible. That's fucking awesome. Good job, dude. Anyway, so Foundry is being stupid and it won't let me erase this. Oh, there we go. Haha, it worked.
Success.
It's a miracle.
Right, why was it not doing that when I tried the other? Anyway. Operator error, I'm sure. So, Lino and Crimson, you two had both gone into the bakery in the back.
Yep.
The woman was busy making something, and she can talk, but she was clearly like her hands were moving on their own, her arms were moving on their own, etc. And neither of you have that. let me check something. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm just a little guy. No, you don't. Okay, cool. Ignore that. So, there was a request. One moment. You would clip that. What the fuck?
People need to know about your true form.
They really do, I guess.
What?
Alright, that was done. Cool. I couldn't remember if there was another request up. So, you
There's
two
just
are
one.
back there. Crimson and Emor, you had just taken out the... Hey, it's better if I'm on Foundry and not stream.
Did you try
And
to
if I
move
do it
stuff
that way.
on stream and not on Foundry?
Say it again?
Did you try to move stuff on stream and not on Foundry?
I can neither confirm nor deny the bullshit I just tried to do. Some people are professional. I fucking am not. But you had just taken out the little figurine here, and it completely demolished the swarm of butterflies that was here. So they all collapsed to the ground in a mess of spun sugar and confectionery pastries, and it's now on the ground. There are the two other swarms. She reacted visibly when that happened. So, there's the sugar glass swarm. What are you, before she responds, what are you guys going to do?
Well, since presumably I've cleared the area aside from the swarms,
Yep.
and they've said something basically about halting progress out here, I'm going to, because I'm curious, go and peek at what's going on in the other room.
Awesome. So, do any of you have any ability to see magic?
I have
Nope.
knowledge occult,
Okay.
but how would one know if they had such an ability? What would that be called?
So, Arcane Sight has one, and then there's some equipment that has some.
Bitey, I actually have a question. So,
Yeah.
Emir, like, while hacking, you asked him at one point if he had ranks in security, and he didn't. So, like, the things he could do were limited. However, I am a rookie in security. Like, with my interaction with her directly, could I do anything to help Emir with his stuff?
So, if you go to him, you can help him. Basically, because he does not have ranks in security, there were aspects of the program he couldn't access.
Okay.
He just doesn't have the technical knowledge to access it. Now once he gets in, he has tech usage, he can figure it out.
Okay.
So if you go to him or if he comes to you, then yes. But where you're at right now, no, there's nothing you can do.
All right. Well, like I can trade with Colette so she can come in here and I can help him with his stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to find what arcane exploration allows me to do
One
in the
moment.
documents.
So that's an exploration mode thing.
Okay.
Remind me. All right, everybody. For those of you watching, we are going to be switching to the coming soon screen for just a moment. We will be back in a moment or two. I apologize.
In the still night, whispers float. In the quiet, heartbeat slow. No clash, no roar, just silence. In the shadows, battles won. I see through foggy veils, no swords to raise, no cries to wail. Victory's touching ghostly hue. Darkness glows a pale blue. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Creeping through the twisted wood, echoes shards where warriors stood. Just a breath, just a wish. No more war, no final fist. Wisdom whispers in the night. Strength in peace, no need to fight. Witness walk in soft embrace. No battle scars, no deadly taste. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. In the still night, whispers float. In the quiet, heartbeat slow. No clash, no roar, just silence. In the shadows, battles won. I see through foggy veils, no swords to raise, no cries to wail. Victory's touching ghostly hue. Darkness glows a pale blue. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Creeping through the twisted wood, echoes shards where warriors stood. Just a breath, just a wish. No more war, no final fist. Wisdom whispers in the night. Strength in peace, no need to fight. Witness walk in soft embrace. No battle scars, no deadly taste.
right, we are back. I apologize for that. The joy of having your notes in 3 different places is sometimes you will make notes in one place and forget about the other 2. That never happens at all. Honest.
I do that all
You
the
started-
time.
You started that sentence with "this does happen," like you were like, "Hey, this is something that happens."
Are you really expecting logical consistency from me? Really?
I was hoping
A,
for it.
A, he's Mr. Bitey. 3, no.
You can hope for logical consistency all you want. I hope for it too. But,
Right.
one moment.
Oh, I guess this is our stream right now.
Wow.
Anyway, so 1,000 XP to each of us,
Mhm.
Oh
and
wow, awesome!
we each find $1 million.
And
in
each of us
Bitcoin.
get 4 more destiny abilities.
Yes. Hope he's back.
We actually make best friends with a dragon. They're super cool.
Oh, you... Dragons love being friends with humans. Humans are crunchy and taste good with ketchup. The flavor of logical consistency? I like that. Hey, Fate, welcome
I
to the
am
stream.
hungry.
I know.
Fate, finally, you're here.
The true hero of the party, Fate.
Help us.
Logical consistency. What's that taste like?
Chicken.
Sounds like it tastes like cardboard, to be honest.
You're not
It's
wrong.
Arby's.
Oh,
You know,
Aw.
I think it's
man.
vanilla. I think it's straight up just vanilla.
So an exotic spice from Madagascar or whatever?
No, the one that comes from beaver ass.
So does a raspberry, I think.
Oh.
Artificial raspberry.
Some Tish.
All right.
anyway.
So, yes.
But
We
let's
know-
take a peek in there.
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
you're good. Colette, you do have your goggles.
Okay. Well, is there something that I see with my naked eye that would prompt me to take out my goggles?
So again, when you get in there, it's the same thing. She is moving, but it's like she's held in place, but also as she moves, it's clearly against her will.
Okay.
I thought we removed the thing that she was making from her.
You did, but her
Okay.
hands are still moving.
Gotcha.
All right. Colette doesn't trust her. Shocker. And
You're gonna shock her.
flips her goggles down to see what's going on.
All right, so at this point, I need you to make a mental acuity plus knowledge check. Awesome. So, when you flick on the light, or the God,
The light above my head, you mean?
yes, the light bulb goes off. You know exactly what's going on. No, when you flip on the
Perfect.
goggles, for a brief second, you are blinded.
Mm.
There is a kaleidoscope of colors surrounding her.
I was gonna say she's blinded and she panics, so she starts shooting. No.
Yes. Blinded by the light. Bang, 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 bang.
Now that's gonna be stuck in my head. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Fate.
Yay, Fate.
And thank you, Bitey.
Sometimes Fate helps you out. Sometimes.
Sometimes fate helps Bitey out, and we don't like that.
I like
We do
that.
not have rights to sing that on stream.
We do not own this song. We are using it as part of the Fair Use Doctrine, Senate Bill ER fit whatever, I don't remember. I used to know that whole fucking spiel. Anyway, please don't sue us. We love you, corporate overlords.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Yes, happy Pride Month.
That's right. It's gonna go from
You
now.
have to make a rainbow color version of your profile pic, Bitey.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
with
don't
rainbow scales.
do that. I prefer to lead by not lead, but show by action.
You're
There's
gonna be gay this month?
yes. Bend over.
We actually have a few sessions lined up later.
We do. How you
Be gay,
doing?
do crimes.
No, there's it's one of those like Breakfast with Jesus fucking comics, 4-panel comics. I don't like them, but occasionally they're good. I think the ones I like are actually a spoof of that, but it's Jesus talking with this construction worker, and the guy's like, should I put a little Christian fish next to my company name? And Jesus goes, why? And the guy's like, so my customers know they're dealing with a Christian company. And Jesus goes, why don't you leave the fish off and see if they can tell by the way you act? And I am not Christian anymore. I haven't been since I, reached the age of reason, but let's alienate the Christian viewers now. I try to live that. I get people that put rainbow flags and everything. I understand that. I support that 100%. To me doing it, especially not even just as Alan, but as Mr. Bitey's, to me, that just screams that pinkwashing corporate bullshit where June 1st, we love you, gay people, fellow gay people, buy our stuff. And then June 30th at midnight, all right, Pride Month's over, go to hell, fucking fat. Like, I hate that shit. I hate that Pride Month is just being used to sell more shit. And I don't feel comfortable in my business aspect putting rainbow shit on there for that reason. I'm not trying to get you to pay attention to me for this month, so I'm gonna pretend like I give a damn. I'm gonna give a damn the entire year and see if you can tell. If that makes sense. Anyway, rant over, I apologize.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Hopefully
What
you
if we
understand
can't
the
tell,
point
Mikey?
that I'm
What-
meaning. Say that
What
again?
happens then? What if we can't tell? What happens then?
I guess I fucking failed if you can't tell. Like, shit. Oh, my brain is too fucking fuzzy right now.
How very queer of you.
Oh my god. I can prove I'm bi. I won't make a fucking decision ever. No.
Right. Have you seen how I'm sitting in this chair?
Right. I'm actually a lesbian. I showed up to my second date with a U-Haul. No, I don't think I'm allowed to make that joke. Anyway.
Yeah, quit digging the hole.
Yeah, it's what I do. Fucking dig, dig, dig. The streamer view count hasn't changed, so I haven't pissed anybody off too bad yet. Time, don't leave the stream.
He's another one that operates just for the lulz.
He really does. You're all bastards. God. Alright, give me like 30 seconds to get my brain back on track. This is not working.
Anyway, so what do I see with my special
Yes.
eyes?
With your special eyes, Bert.
You see with your own eyes.
So, you look at her, and for just a minute, there's a kaleidoscope of color. It's impossible to see anything. both those rants are valid though. 5e is everything 5e is bullshit. The difference is the gay commodification rant is a rant out of a place of love. I hate seeing my friends and family used by corporate suits that want to make a fucking buck. 5e can go fuck itself. That's the difference between the two rants. I don't know. I lost track when 5e was just bullshit. I haven't given enough of a fuck to really dig in. Right. Like, if you're gonna use me to make money, at least give me a fucking cut. Come on. I think that's fucking fair. Like,
You think I get this fabulous for free?
right. Holy shit. You know, at one point I would say RPGs in general were fucking inherently queer, but then I've seen a lot of the gatekeepers in our community, and I don't fucking... Like, I saw Gary Gygax's fucking article where he was talking about women in tabletop RPGs, and that fucking thing. Pro tip, don't look that up. You're gonna hate yourself. Don't do it.
I mean, I already hate myself, so let's get this over with.
Right. That's fair. I am good. I am focusing. I am not doing any of that shit. So, you look at the woman, and again, it's a kaleidoscope of colors. Just, you cannot see anything for a solid second. Yes, he is fate, and good rid. Anyway, give me a few and I will rant on Gygax. He's like most people, he's done some amazingly good and some really fucking bad. But as you look,
Oh, he's looking something up.
no, I don't
I know I
what
had to
you're...
I had to look and see and make sure it didn't freeze on me.
Yeah, I'm
You were
sorry.
quiet. You're okay.
I'm...
You just need elevator music, babe.
Oh my god. I need my brain to fucking work today, because it's not working today.
It's okay. We still love you.
I'm glad someone does, because I don't. Alright, I apologize. I can stay on the stream for a little bit longer. I cannot get my fucking brain to work today.
That's okay.
If you want to just talk tabletop RPGs, talk your game, I would be cool with that.
Yeah. I apologize, everybody. I'm trying to... I've got my notes. I'm
happens.
fucking staring at them.
And they're swimmy.
And they're all fucking swimmy. Yeah. So, for those of you that can't tell by looking at me, I'm an older gamer. I'm in my 40s now, which hurts to say. I was never supposed to make fucking 30. I don't know what this 40 shit is.
It hurts your hips specifically.
It hurts my hips specifically. My lower back, my fucking... It sucks, dude. Like... Oh my god. There's a great scene in one of the latest Iron Fists. I say latest, it's like 2 years ago because Marvel can't fucking pick a lane with Iron Fist. Anyway.
Iron Fist rant, put a pin in it, go.
Oh my god. So there's a great scene where Danny Rand has lost the Iron Fist because it's a Tuesday and that's the only storyline they know how to fucking tell anymore. And he's in his mid 30s at this point. He's 33, about to be 34.
Wait, Danny Rand lost the Iron Fist? Who
Right.
the fuck?
Hard to believe. He's only lost it like 8 times in the last 7 arcs.
You should get an air tag for that thing.
Oh my god.
I didn't like Iron Fist.
Are we talking about the comics
TV
or
show.
That's Iron Fist rant number 28532. Yeah.
He was very whiny.
Yes, he was. For those of you that
don't
have
like Iron Fist is a conspiracy.
say it
They
again.
made you hate them.
Oh my god, I would love to believe it was a conspiracy, but that gives them far too much credit. It's just bullshit. Do not put the guy who is in charge of the worst season of Dexter and the Inhumans in charge of a TV show and expect it to be good.
Which season of Dexter was he in charge of?
Before the version, whatever the new ones are, he was in charge of the last season of Dexter, the one everybody hated.
Yeah, the last season sucked.
Yeah.
I think the best season was the Trinity Killer one with John Lithgow.
John Buck was put in charge of Iron Fist specifically because he could do it cheaply and quickly.
Oh, well.
That was his reasoning for the job. And all you need to know about the difference between the comics and the fucking Netflix show is, in the comics, Danny Rand specifically... So Danny Rand is a multi-billionaire. He's not quite Iron Man level because most of his money immediately goes into the community. He runs a series of dojos for kids, underprivileged kids, and he specifically helps get them internships that they otherwise wouldn't be able to do, including getting them places to live, etc. And genuinely tries to help the community and there's an older comic where he says something along the lines of, I could give them all, $5,000 and they'd be set for a little bit. But all that would do is make their rents go up. If I do it this way, they make the connections to where they can actually thrive and fucking do better. In the comics, he is all about helping his community and helping those that have been forgotten by the bigger names. Like Heroes for Hire, him and Luke Cage are constantly working pro bono cases, and they're constantly working with the cases that are important, but not important enough to catch the eye of the Avengers or other groups like that, right? In Netflix, Danny Rand beats the shit out of a bunch of poor kids and then explains to Colleen Wing how dojos work. Because that is Danny Rand in the Netflix show. The Netflix show had some good ideas. I like the idea of Danny Rand initially being a little unhinged specifically because of how he was trained. Because there is a lot of, even from the early comics, the ruler of Kunlun, and I'm forgetting his fucking name right now because I'm impressed I remember my fucking name right now. He was corrupt. He wanted the power for himself. So I love the idea of Danny Rand being a little unhinged and working with that. That's a great idea. But fuck me, did they fuck up everything else about that show. Anyway, the reason why I brought that up is because there's a great scene where he's lost the Iron Fist, And theoretically, it's permanent this time, just like every other time it's been permanent. And he's eating breakfast with Misty Knight, with Colleen Wing, and with Luke. It's all four of them. And Danny at this point is, again, in his mid-30s. He's lived a very rough life. And prior to this, he's had the Iron Fist. So he's been able to manipulate the Dragon's Key to heal his body, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I woke up this morning and my back is hurting. I just randomly have back pain now. Is that something you guys have? Like, does this happen? And Misty and Colleen Wing are both like, yep, that you're human now, dude. That happens. And Luke, who, is still superhuman, is like, I don't have back pain. Fuck you, Luke. And it's just a great little scene. That's one of my favorite parts of the Heroes for Hire. Danny Rand and... Oh, battery low. Fuck your face. One moment. Alright. Sorry about that. So... God, my hair's fucking everywhere. Anyway... Where was
Welcome to my life.
Right.
I quit.
That's a trademarked one too. We can't
Yeah.
Oh.
You're allowed
Damn it.
one lyric.
Can't sing any of it.
Oh no. But no, as far as Gygax is concerned, Gygax... I'll have to find the actual article. I can find a lot of articles talking about the article where he said it. But basically he was like, women don't belong in tabletop RPGs. They can get paid as much as men, get jobs, whatever, I don't care. But they can jolly well stay away from wargaming in droves for all I care. I've seen many a good wargame and wargamer spoiled thanks to the fair sex. I'll detail that if anyone wishes. He can fuck right off.
God, really hope I don't clip that out of context. But
yeah, don't clip that out of context. That is one I will absolutely delete. And I like to believe I'm fairly... I don't give a shit what you clip normally, but that's... I have always been of the opinion... In fact, this isn't even an opinion. The only reason I am here today is because of the community and the friends I made thanks to tabletop RPGs. If it wasn't for that, I would not be here today sitting with all of y'all. This game, this hobby saved my life. This should be here for anyone. It should be open to anyone who approaches it in good faith and wants to make that community. Now, if you're using this to fuck with other people, you can kiss my hairy white ass, go fuck yourself. But tabletop RPGs, it's cooperative storytelling. Even if that story you're telling is fucking... we're just gonna go kill some goblins, roll some dice, drink some fucking rum and cokes and call it good, right? Like, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. Fuck yeah. But holy shit, I understand that a lot of people in the community grew up bullied. Most of us have all had a carry situation. Someone pretending to be your friend just to get information and use it against you. Someone just doing that to fuck with you. Most of us, I'm willing to hazard a bet, have gone through a situation like that. I know that sums up a large chunk of my high school life back in the day. So I get a certain level of gatekeeping. It's trauma response, and I get it. I understand it, but holy fucking shit, we do not need to gatekeep. We do not need to do any of that shit. No one is ruining your hobby. No one is quit being a bitch. Like, quit being a dick, quit being a bitch. That's my rant. Nah, I can't fucking keep my brain together today. Be
Uh,
excellent to each
full-
other.
Full disclosure, Bitey did just take his medication like within minutes before we went live, so in case you're
Oh,
wondering how bad the rants could get.
I literally, like, I sat down, I swallowed the pill, I hit stream. So,
Get your butt out of my face.
but I like it.
Yeah, Bitey, get your butt out of her face.
Ow.
It's a
Sorry, it
virtual
was
butt.
Claude. It was the cat. He keeps
Ah.
rubbing up against my laptop and getting in my face. And
Thanks,
The
Claude.
cats get real upset when I'm talking to somebody that's not there.
Yes.
yep.
Mother, are you going crazy? Is this a sign you're dying, Mother? Can we eat you?
You know what it does remind me of? You know that whatever it was where your cat is right next to you and you call for them pretending that you can't see them?
Yes.
Or insert animal here.
Mother, I'm right here. The fuck, Mother?
I know my cats will eat me when I die, and that's okay.
Yes.
Wow.
I
That
think
escalated quickly.
Yes.
Just like,
Soviet
Fee had
Russia,
been thinking
cat
about it
eat
for a
you.
while. This was the time to whip it out, I think.
Yes. I miss
They
my...
had it on their chest for a long time.
Yes.
Yep.
I miss my old cat Egg Roll. He
The
was
one
a
that
good-
actually ate people.
The one that actually ate people, yes. For those that don't know the story, Egg Roll was owned by... he was one of like 20 cats. He was owned by this English professor that was a crazy old cat guy. And the cats all got like a can of tuna each a day. Because, when you're a crazy old professor on tenure, what the fuck else are you going to spend your money on? So,
20 cans of,
say it again?
20 cans of tuna a day. Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Even if you get the cheap ass fucking 69-cent a can tuna, that's a lot of fucking tuna. But no, he died on spring break. And they don't know when he died. And they think it was about a week.
Oh no.
So they gave all the cats away, and one of his students was a friend of mine, and she had taken the cat, and at the time the cat's name was Wolf, after the author Virginia Woolf, and she was like, "Hey, Ellen, you mentioned you want a cat, right? Let me tell you about this son of a bitch." And she told me, and I immediately, yes, I want the cannibal cat. I will name him Egg Roll so he knows where he stands on the food chain. And you know what? That cat, he was my little fucking buddy, dude. Like, he didn't like me at first. He was a little skittish, and I get it. But he immediately, like, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and he's sitting on my chest with both his paws at my neck doing that fucking kneading thing. Like, oh shit, human, you're awake. Go back to sleep.
Then I'll eat you.
Yep. I'd bring out a pan to cook something and he'd look at the pan and look at me and I'd look back at him. And he'd be like, "No, don't, fucking don't." This motherfucker would try to steal my rum and coke. Good cat. I loved this cat. My girlfriend at the time, he did not like her, and I should have listened, but I had brought her back to my place and poured us both drinks. And I sit down on the couch, and so does she. And this little shit comes striding into the living room, looks at both of us, looks at our drinks, hops right up on the end table to her drink, locks eyes with her, and starts deliberately drinking from her rum and coke.
Oh no.
That should have been my first clue. That should have been my first fucking clue. When the cat is disrespecting, you need to listen.
Yes.
But anyway, let me get off the subject of my cat.
I was gonna say, what did Egg Roll think of 5e?
Egg Roll did not like. 5e at all.
Did Everil think of gate commodification?
Oh my god, he hated that shit. He thought everybody deserved to be eaten the same. He did not care. He preferred you
Wow,
grass
isn't it
fed,
weird
but
that Whitey's cat has the same opinions as him?
Mhm.
That's crazy.
That's why they got along so well, you
it
know?
really is. We were two
It
peas
really
in a
sucks when
pod, man.
you're missing a part of yourself, you know, the
I do legitimately miss that cat. It's been a couple years now, and he's still my little bastard. But I do not have a picture of it saved. For what we are working on, for those of you who are going to be in upstate New York this August and then this November, I've got 3 conventions that I'm in the process of finalizing signups for. I will be running games in person at Great Escape on the Lake. It is a convention this August in Corning, New York. I will be providing links in just a minute. I will also be at FlagCon, which is in Ithaca, New York. And that one will be November 7th through 9th. Basically the weekend before Veterans Day. And then here is that link. And then Twin Tiers Comic Con in Elmira, New York. Yeah, that's basically it, Fate. We are firm believers in the 2-state solution here in New York. I am not anymore. I think it's a dumb idea, but New York and upstate New York are yeah, it's a thing. For those not familiar with it, it's a fucking thing. But Twin Tiers Comic Con, they don't have their website updated yet, but it will be the weekend after FlagCon, so it will be November 14th, 15th, and 16th. All 3 of those places I'll be running games. Theoretically, we will also be selling our beginner kit. That is going to be the Shattered World 0-hour briefing. It will be a brief... it will have a truncated versions of the rules, basically enough to run the adventure. It will have the maps. It will have characters already created. And it will have a brief adventure. It will be a little cheaper than the core rulebook, and it's basically there as a beginner box, right? Like, if I don't know if I want to dedicate to a full Shattered World thing and learning how to run it, here's a quick one-shot adventure as well as a simplified version of the rule set to see if I like it. It's a great Christmas gift. Just saying.
Yes, yes.
My goal is to have that available for sale at all 3 conventions, as well as it will be up on DriveThruRPG. I had initially debated going through Amazon for publishing. Unfortunately, Amazon, I could not afford to sell the book on Amazon. They
not to mention something allyship.
Yeah. Amazon is horrible. Amazon is horrible from a publishing perspective. Basically, they want you to, like, even if we were to set aside all their politics, right? Say you're the type of person that's able to do that. I'm not. not fully. I try, but not. There's some lines I can't fucking cross. But let's assume for the sake of argument that I was. And I wanted to sell my shit on Amazon. To do their print-on-demand service, I have to pay for everything, including shipping. And to ship globally, they wanted to charge like $75 a book. It is, I thought about doing an audiobook version of the core rulebook. But that didn't work
It
out.
might be a noise album.
Oh, it'd be... Do you want to learn how to shoot somebody? Awesome. First, I'm going to rant about how other games suck. And unfortunately... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you could do like a vlog or something where you just have like your patented rants on standby, you know,
Yes.
for these sort of things. Like, and if you're interested in my opinion on that, see so and so thing.
Oh, the book is just going to be nothing but footnotes to random rants.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you want to know why I did something the way I did in this game, go play 5e. See how they fucking did it. See why it sucks. And this is why I did it this way.
Oh, an indie TTRPG designer that hates 5e. How original.
That's right. The difference is I will also talk shit about other systems. It's just, you know, when you own 55% of the fucking market, you're gonna have people shit talk you because you're the one everybody's tried. I'm sorry, fucking D&D 5e is the village bicycle. My bad.
I think we're playing 5e tonight.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now, I will say, in all fairness, I got nothing. No, in all fairness, D&D Next, I was initially boycotting because of the OGL debacle. What Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro specifically tried to do was patently bullshit. And they absolutely deserve all of the market share loss they got. They can fuck themselves. But D&D Next, I played it a little bit. I played a session and looked through the rules. Yes, it was a quick look. I have not had chance to go in fully in depth and really break the system and see what it can do. But I gotta give D&D Next credit where it's due. It was legitimately decent.
Honestly, we should just call it 6e.
We really should. Because, yeah, I get what they were trying to do. They're trying to claim it was backwards compatible because when they went from 3.5 to 4e, it wasn't backwards compatible and everybody bitched. And then when they went from 4e to 5e, it wasn't compatible and everybody bitched. So they're trying to throw a sop, and I get it, but it's not really compatible. It is in the same way that D&D 3rd edition and 3.5 were compatible. Sure. But not really. Not really. The D&D, like, for example, everybody who knows me knows that my favorite class is Monk. I really like the hand-to-hand fighters. In D&D Next, at level 1, you basically get agile on your fists. For those of you that don't know the terminology, normally when I attack, it's a strength roll. And for damage, I add strength. Agile And you at level 1 you get weapon finesse and agile as a monk. So rather than using strength, I can use dex. That may seem like a small change, but getting agile at level 1 base is insane. One of the big problems with monk in all of the D&D editions is that they're very what we call MAD, multiple attribute dependent. Right. See, this is why Fade is my favorite. Right here. Monks be OP. Let monks be OP. It's just natural. Damn right.
I love monks. It's my favorite class in 5e. And my favorite race to go with it is halflings.
Nice.
Easily my favorite race class.
I don't really have a favorite race. I tend to play a lot of humans, but that's usually just because they have a good feat selection. Oh, but I monks are great. Monks are very multiple attribute dependent. That's what I was talking about. Okay. So in order to successfully do their job, normally monks have a bunch of different stats out of the core 6 that they need to focus on. You need wisdom because a lot of your abilities are based on wisdom. You need strength because you need to actually hit something. You need agility because you're running around in the fantasy equivalent of jeans and a t-shirt and you don't want to get hit. You need constitution at least a little bit because, again, you're running around in jeans and a t-shirt and you're going to get hit. So you need the hit points to survive being hit. That's 4 out of the 6 that you need. You only get so many points. Compare that with something like a wizard who needs intelligence because that's what all their spells are based off of. And they need intelligence because that's what all their skills are based off of. And they need intelligence because that's what all their magic is based off of. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned it, but they also need intelligence. So, at level 1, by getting weapon finesse and agile, you no longer need strength. If you're not going to do a lot of your special abilities, or if you're going to take special abilities that predominantly buff yourself and therefore don't need a save, you also don't need a high wisdom. So you went from needing 4 stats to 2. You need dex because that controls your attack, your damage, and your armor class to avoid getting hit. And you need constitution, for when you inevitably get hit. That's a huge change, and that alone makes your character a lot more viable.
Can you play tieflings in 5e?
You can.
They have all the regular races.
Yes.
And then a couple of new ones too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And fair warning, if you're a Pathfinder player, Pathfinder 2e, which I personally prefer over D&D lately.
I like Pathfinder.
They changed, because of the OGL debacle, when they did second revise, so basically 2.5, they updated a lot of their shit for the sole purpose of name changing to move further away from D&D so D&D couldn't try to sue them. Even the stuff that is obviously game mechanics or obviously common usage, whatever, no, we're changing it because we're taking a further step away because they've shown us now that they're gonna be little bitches. And again, I just want to clarify with my rant. All of my ranting about D&D, 99% of it is not against the game designers themselves. They're doing the best they can with what they got. My rant is against Hasbro specifically and the non-game design executives that don't give a flying fuck about the hobby and are just trying to extract every last cent they can out of it because they're responsible to their shareholders, and they still seem to think they can extract infinite fucking growth out of a finite system. Ranting. But where the fuck was I? Shit.
Were you anywhere specifically, or were we just in ranting mode?
I think we're just in ranting mode. And this, boys and girls, is why you get medicated. Imagine this 24 fucking 7. It's exhausting. It fucking sucks. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor to see if fucking medication is right for you.
I don't give medical advice.
Oh, I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. This is me advising you to talk to a fucking professional. And talk to more than one. Doctors are people, and people can be full of shit.
Oh, yeah.
We've all had stories of horrible doctors that did not give a flying fuck. I still have health issues from doctors that have fucked up. I learned something fun the other day. So, I had, when I was a kid, something known as, and I'm gonna fuck up the name, femoral anteversion. It's not an uncommon thing. Basically, my femur and my hips are twisted a little bit. If you look at me, like, if you stand up right now, whoever's listening, and just stand comfortably and look down at your feet are going to be pointed out a little bit. My feet, if I'm not thinking about it, because I've spent a lot of time working on it, if I'm not thinking about it and just standing comfortably, my feet angle in. My toes point towards each other. I learned the other day when I was looking, because I couldn't remember the name and I had to find it for some paperwork for my kid, because they were asking about medical history. And you know how Google now pops out that fucking AI bullshit explanation. I started reading through it because I was intrigued. I wanted to see what it said about me. And towards the bottom, it's like, treatments not recommended. We do not recommend correcting this with casts, corrective shoes, or crutches. There's no need for it. And I'm just like, where the fuck was that advice 40 years ago? Because when I was born, my doctor misdiagnosed me. And because, again, I have the femoral anteversion, my hips are also slightly twisted, and I have flat feet. The doc was like, well, there's no way he could have 3 separate things wrong with him. That doesn't happen in human beings. Obviously, it's just the femoral anteversion. So I'm gonna...
Yeah, it's just forced diversity.
Right. That's fucking DEI legs. Anyway, he, for the first, 6 months of my life, I was in corrective shoes and casts, and I learned to walk with crutches, and if they hadn't done all that shit, my bones would have been fine. That shit would have been fine. There's some PT and shit they would have done instead. But I still have some issues with my walking. Um, when I was in the military, people hated marching behind me because in um, basic training, one of the first things you're taught when you're marching is don't look at the person's feet in front of you to try and stay in step. Watch the back of their head. And everybody looks at the feet of the guy in front of them. It fucking happens. So whoever was marching behind me, they're like, man, I'm watching your fucking feet. I do not fucking understand it. I cannot stay. And I'm like, it's because my fucking hips are fucked up, dude. Oh, okay. None of that shit would have happened if they hadn't done that. I all through school, even now, I was the type of guy that I'd just be walking in a straight line and fucking trip over my own feet. It's because my feet point inwards, and sometimes I fucking swing inwards.
So what you're saying is you like being a monk because it's the opposite of what your current experience is with low decks.
Yes. Yes. It's very nice to live that fantasy of being able to have control over my own fucking body. That is the male power fantasy right there. So is napping. I look exhausted as shit.
You're gorgeous.
You're lying, but thank you.
You think I'm a liar?
Yes. When it comes to this, yes. When it comes to everything else, no. I trust you implicitly.
Okay, so why is this different?
Because it's different.
Hmm.
I do not
Sounds
make...
logical.
It is. We've gone over the logic thing at the beginning of the stream. Do you not remember?
No.
I do not logics. Mr. Bitey's therapy. Oh, still better than BetterHelp.
What isn't?
I mean, that's fair. I'm thinking about hurting myself. Some users have suggested trying to jump off a bridge. Fucking what?
That's in relation to AI
Yes.
suggesting really dumb stuff. Like, oh, you need to flambe something? Try using gasoline.
Yes. There was a thing where BetterHelp was using AI instead of therapists, and people were reportedly getting suggested that kind of shit. Because AI is not fucking AI. It is a regurgitation machine that survives by fucking scraping up data. Garbage in, garbage out. AI is the type of thing that could only be suggested by someone that has 100% faith in the internet and has never been fucking on it.
Well, how else would they get the faith?
Right. Like, anytime people try to talk about how wonderful the internet can be, I just remember that time Mountain Dew had to cancel their Name Our New Flavor competition that they were holding online. Because the winning choice was Hitler did nothing wrong.
Oh my god. I don't
That's what you
remember
get
that.
for not doing moderation.
What's up?
That's what you get for not doing moderation.
Right. This was back in 2012. Yeah, the Dub the Do leaderboard, Number 1 was Hitler did nothing wrong. Number 2 was Gushing Granny. Other choices were Fapple, Diabetes, Gooshing Granny, which is different from Gushing Granny.
Gushing Granny, huh?
Yes. One of them
That-
was Hulk's Filthy Residue.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's... Don't let the internet do things.
Except open doors for fish.
Yes. Yeah. I love the internet. I hate it. It's a cesspool and it needs to be fucking burned in fire, but I love the internet. Right, what gets me
Sleepy.
is, for example, when I was first working on the world for the Shattered World, one of my initial goals, so the Shattered World is heavily inspired by, that's a good idea, Fate. Let's just, have we tried turning the internet off and back on again? Just complete reset.
Hey, can we go back to GeoCities?
Right! MySpace was a thing, man. Like, just learning some basic coding, fucking pictures on your wall, nothing, man.
Yeah, but you had to worry about your top 5 favorite friends.
I didn't. I only knew 4 people. Like, I was fine. That was perfect for me. I was antisocial as shit.
So what you're saying is, for sure, if MySpace came back, we would be your top 5 friends.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's you guys and Fate.
I'm mostly
Yes.
salty about losing all my pictures.
Right.
Yeah, same.
But no, like, one of the things that gets me about AI and why I don't trust it at all, it's not the reason, but it's up there. So, the Shattered World, lore-wise, is heavily inspired by my love of alternate history. You know, Man in the High Castle, Harry Turtledove, who his books I have a very love-hate relationship with. Basically the idea of we take this event in history, we change one thing about it, and then butterfly effect it out. There you go, Lonely by Choice. Damn right, Fate. But, so I wanted to start with real events and then modify them to fit the tone of the world. So I hopped on ChatGPT when I first got started, and I was like, okay, for this section of the world, I'm going to work on the Southeast Asia section first, and I want events that pull from all of the region, because one of the things I absolutely hate is, like, for example, 3.5, you had the Oriental Adventures Handbook, and we can have a discussion about the term Oriental, that's absolutely fine, but for now, that's what the book was called. It's all about Asian adventures. Your core classes are all samurai and ninja, and it's just Japan. Like, there is more to fucking Asia than Japan. So that's one of the things I tried to do. In the Shattered World, one of the organization leaders is from China. One of the major families is from Vietnam. You have people from Malaysia. Like, I've tried very hard to include the world, hence the name of the Shattered World. And I'm like, okay, give me 10 events that actually happened historically in this time period, and I want it from these countries. And out of the 10, maybe 2 of them were real.
Oh wow.
The other 8 were just complete bullshit.
Well, yeah, it's a bullshit machine.
Right.
Just trying to make words in an order that seems plausible.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I hear all this shit about people using AI and companies like Google pushing AI to be used as something more than it is. It's not. It's a regurgitation machine. You know what it is? It's fucking Cards Against Humanity. That is the level AI is at right now. Large language models are at. Can you do some cool things with it? Yes. I can do some cool things with Cards Against Humanity too. That doesn't mean it's good to use for a fucking research paper. That doesn't mean when I'm trying to find out about illnesses, I want to see the AI fucking generated answer. Sometimes it's okay. More often than not, it's telling me to fucking saute my garlic in gasoline. No. Alright, that's that rant. What's fucking next? God.
Hey, Alan.
They are. Real quick, I will respond in just a minute, Fee. I want to respond to what Fate said real quick because they make an amazing point. You're absolutely right. Specialized models are really good at cycling through permutations for human review in tons of areas of research. That is 100% correct. You are absolutely correct on that. But the key word there is specialized. That's not the large language models that are currently being used in customer or consumer fucking
The stuff that's being
settings.
sold to everyone.
Right. That is not ChatGPT. That is not what Google is implementing. That is not fucking what's the Twitter one? Grok? Yes. That's not Grok. The specialized models that are being used to help identify cancer strains, those are fucking amazing. That is great. That is amazing work that needs to be used. I love that. The bones are there. However, you need more than bones to make it work. You also need the proper training to make it work. You also need the proper equipment. Most of us don't have that. And when you do it wrong, and you're expected to be treated the same as the people that do have what they need to do it right, that is where the issue lies. I know how to run psychological testing. That does not mean I have the up-to-date training, the equipment, and everything I need to do a legitimate research paper. And if I put out that paper, it absolutely should not be taken as seriously as one from the research team at Cornell. That is the underlying difference when it comes to medical. Because biases are a thing. And right now, the public-made LLMs do not, to my knowledge, and I am not a tech specialist, so I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But the models that are currently being packaged to the public, again, I'm not talking about the ones that they use at Harvard to work on fucking cancer research. I'm talking very specifically about the one Google uses to put up the fucking thing at the beginning of your search result, right? That's the kind of model I'm talking about. Those models are not filtering out confirmation bias. They're not filtering out your own biases. They're just fucking regurgitating. Anyway, go ahead, Fee. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Huh?
You were about to say something and I cut you off. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, are you connected to the network?
I hate you so much. Oh my god. I would absolutely be a Malkavian in real life, but you, Fee, my wonderful, lovely friend, can go fuck yourself.
Yep. Yep.
Vampire
So
the
is there anything we
Masquerade
can rant
joke.
about that is we can agree with or be positive about instead of just complaining about everything?
Positive rant.
We're
Fuck.
making cheeseburgers.
I
That's a
like
positive rant.
cheeseburgers.
Oof. We bought some more brats. We were inspired by y'all the other day.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
I make a decent rum brat. It's really good. Now I'm hungry. I've
Mhm.
been hungry.
I haven't had breakfast yet.
I'm hungry and
Yeah,
sleepy.
me neither. I've kind of reached that sleepy stage, that slow down stage.
Yeah, your meds are kicking in.
Yeah, they are. This part sucks.
Mm.
Some days it's worse than others.
I mean, the timing's not bad for, a noon stream, and we usually raid another channel.
Yeah. It's usually I take my meds at like 6 in the morning. So by the time we get to the stream, I'm fine. Here's what I'm going to rant for real quick. This is going to be a short rant. I hate dipshits. That try to claim that certain mental disorders aren't real. And like the current fuckstick in charge, because Adderall, for example, dextroamphetamine, that's what I take, and it's basically legalized meth, right? It's an amphetamine. It's not meth. There's a bunch of chemical differences. But at its core, it's an amphetamine. It speeds you up, right? Like, that's what amphetamines do. The best way I can describe, especially that first time I took it, you know that feeling you get when you're doing like 100 on the highway?
Yep.
And then you see a cop, so you slam on your brakes and you drop it down, or you get that notification on Google Maps that there's a speed trap ahead, so you slam on your brakes and you're doing like 5 over the speed limit. You're still going fast, but there's that noticeable deceleration feeling. That's how my brain feels about an hour and a half after taking the meds. And then I get back up to speed.
Yeah, I can understand that. I used to take Adderall too.
Yeah. Amphetamine should not slow me the fuck down.
They do because you're ADHD.
Right,
I don't know
exactly.
what ADHDs are, but you only have 80 of them at least.
Right. I only wanted 70. That's the base model. Why do I have 80?
And they're in HD.
Right. But like that to me, there's clearly something there when fucking amphetamines are having the backwards effect. Like, you know how every group had, like, every friend group has that guy or girl that will drink an energy drink and then take a nap?
That's me.
That's me. That. If you're that person in your friend group, talk to your doctor about ADHD. It's not guaranteed, but that's a fairly big indicator. I have heard stories and talked to some people with ADHD where they're the opposite end. They're very caffeine sensitive. Like, I opened a can of Coke and I was wired for 3 days. I have ADHD. I've seen people like that. I think they're more insane than I am, but I've seen people like that, and that's still valid. Most of the people I know with ADHD, right, exactly, Fate. I take a caffeine pill to go to sleep at night. That's most of us, in my experience. I told it to my doc, um, because at that point I didn't know the link between caffeine and ADHD. Apparently, it's really fucking common for people undiagnosed with ADHD to heavily caffeinate themselves because they're unknowingly medicating themselves. Like, I don't know that there's a link between caffeine and my ADHD, but I know I want to sleep tonight, and I know if I drink a Monster, I'm going the fuck to sleep. I had heard that. I hadn't heard that term, dopamine agonist. Um, but yeah, for those that aren't familiar with the term, um, it mimics the effects of dopamine. Um, Partially. Yeah. Hey, the more you know. And now I'm yawning some more. Does anyone else want to rant?
It's a
I'm all
miracle that
set.
I'm awake most mornings, Bitey.
Yeah.
I'm just tired.
Same.
I've been up since 5. So.
So, I am going to start our raid a little early. Looking at the tabletop RPGs, I found someone that's currently doing a World of Darkness thing. So,
Nice.
we are going to try to check them out. That's a damn good rant time. I like that. And Fate, you're not wrong. So let's see if we're able to do a rant to Commodore Zed. Alright, raid has been created. Our next stream will be tomorrow, Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and that will be game design and character creation for the Shattered World. I'm going to be working on different characters for the beginner box. This has been Alan from Mr. Bitey's. Been wonderful to see y'all. If you guys want to do your outros.
I played Colette briefly, and I am Danielle.
This was Fee with Crimson.
I'm Glitch, who briefly played Lino.
And I'm Super, and I'm making cheeseburgers.
Yay, cheeseburgers. All right, everybody, take care, be safe.